Rugby culture is built on respect, teamwork, and sportsmanship. It is on and off the pitch. Rugby players always make sure to connect with the other team, seeing each other as brothers and sisters. Post-match socials is a key tradition where players from the opposing team show mutual respect. The sport values discipline, integrity, and fair play, with a strong community feel, especially at the club level. Although this is a good starting point, there is much more about rugby culture.
Rugby culture has made me the person that I am today. I've learned many life skills that I carry with me every day, such as working selflessly in a team and showing respect to everyone. Most of my closest friends and role models have come from rugby. Through playing for multiple high school, university, and men's club teams, I've had the opportunity to meet, connect, and learn from the players on my team, not only about rugby, but about life in general. I've had the chance to play rugby with people from every continent of the world, and they have shared their culture and beliefs with me. It has allowed me to view the world through many different perspectives and be open-minded. Rugby has made me develop a strong work ethic and made me love the grind because I know I'm working for a bigger goal than personal success.
Rugby culture has brought a lot of good into my life. I've been playing rugby since I was very, very young. So I've grown up with the culture. I take pride in being a rugby player, and the benefits come with it. The benefits are having a whole team as family, a coach always to look up to, and the older players almost as a big brother role. And one word that I would sum up the rugby culture is community. This community is where respect is earned and everyone is welcome to. I built the program of my high school team, and my teammates learned to love rugby based on the local rugby community and how well they are treated. Overall, I have met a lot of close friends through the sport, along with the pride and joy of being a rugby player.
High-end rugby culture with some key concepts that we examined in class. So the first one that we found was hegemony. So as we know, hegemonic masculinity is a dominant and idolized form of masculinity. It is the common sense definition of what a man should be and does not take in consideration other ways of being a man. Many heavy contact sports help reproduce this problematic form of masculinity, but it is very common in rugby. So this contributes to health problems and facilitates male privilege. As in rugby, you are often taught to toughen up and not be a pussy, is what they say. Emotions are hidden, and crime would be the cardinal sin to lose respect from your teammates, so you're forced to suppress your emotions even if you're scared or not feeling well mentally. This is because to have success in rugby, you need to have the mindset that you want to dominate the opponents and hurt anyone in your way and never show weakness. But this leads to issues such as male aggression problems and mental health issues for many rugby players. Another key term that we examined in relation to rugby culture that we got from the sport and health chapter was the aspect of the body, but we also factored in the aspect of the mind. So in rugby, often the toughest player on the team has the most respect from the teammates, opposition, and is normally the captain. Everyone strives to be the toughest player on the pitch and never leave, because once you go off with an injury in rugby, you cannot come back on, even if it's minor. So rugby culture is a culture of risk where athletes tolerate pain, injury, and other types of health compromising activities, and positive deviance is encouraged and idolized in rugby culture. The rugby culture had a big wake-up call in the spring of 2013 when Rowan Stringer, a high school rugby player from Ottawa, died tragically of second impact syndrome after she suffered multiple concussions within a short space of time while playing rugby. She didn't report those injuries because she wanted to be tough and play through the pain even if it affected her health, because again, everyone strives to be the toughest player. So because of that, in her memory, Rowan's Law and Rowan's Law Day were established to bring awareness to concussion and concussion safety, and hopefully this will make rugby a safer game.
Hi, my name is Nicholas Curry.
What was your biggest injury? How did you overcome it?
When I had my first year at Western, I got concussed and I was out for 4 months. And I actually was stuck in the dorm for like a month. And I gained 30 pounds. And I basically spoke to a lot of friends and family. I came home for a little bit, and they helped me build my confidence back up, and I just became who I am today because of that injury.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
The term would be passion. The rugby culture is full of passion. The players are passionate about the team and the bond that they form while playing with each other. They are also passionate about the pride and traditions, whether it's for the country, club, or school that they play for.
All right, here with Sarah Miriam, you're for the women's rugby team. So, what made you fall in love with the game of rugby?
I just love how you can be so aggressive during the game, but it's still respectful. And then after the game, you can all have a beer or like have a meal together and just come together and be a family and have fun.
Aspect of the transformation of rugby. So originally rugby was a game made for rich people and it was pretty exclusive. So rugby rapidly spread from its elitist origins in England, Scotland, and Ireland to middle and working class men in north of England and in Wales and in the British colonies in South Africa, Australia, and New Zealand. And then it also spread to North America and became a game that anyone could play, not just if you had money. And the accessibility of rugby, after it changed from being a game for only rich people, now it's became a game that's very, very much affordable and able to play. Because the only equipment needed to play rugby is cleats, a mouthguard, a ball, and just any type of grass pitch. So rugby is a sport for all genders, ethnicities, and body types. Rugby welcomes anyone who wants to play, and there is a position for every body type, whether you're tall or short, fat or skinny, they'll find a position for you. And rugby is special as it's one of the only contact sports where the rules are not altered based on gender, as it is with hockey, where they create a less physical game for women. In rugby, everyone plays the same game.
Rugby is very worldwide. There are 8.4 million players, 121 countries that play in 6 different continents. Many countries have this as their national sport. These countries are New Zealand, South Africa, Tonga, Fiji, and Samoa. In addition, rugby is extremely popular in countries like England, Wales, Australia, and France. Though it may not be officially their national sport, it remains a central part of their sports culture.
Aspect of rugby culture is the community and team aspect. Rugby is the ultimate team sport as you need every player to successfully do their job to have success as a team. And a rugby team is more than just a sports team. It is really a community. Because after each game, there's a social between your team and the team that you just played where you get to meet your opposition and become friends with them. And also throughout the off season, many rugby clubs don't just stop playing and wait for the next season. They have many social events to bring a strong community and bond throughout the players.
How do you feel rugby's made you grow as a person?
Well, I would say like playing rugby over the years and like being on a sports team with a lot of other girls, like I'm able to grow and like learn things from them and like have discipline.
Looking forward to as I get older and I graduate from school rugby and junior rugby is we can play competitive rugby after that. In Canada, there's Division 1, 2, and 3 of senior men's and senior women's rugby, so everybody has an opportunity to play.
This is Phil Cote, backs coach, assistant coach, Bishop's alumni. We have a question for you. What has been your favorite experience playing rugby in Medicine?
Well, we were fortunate enough one year to go to Cuba and play with the Sherbrooke Abenaki Club. And we went down for a week. We had 2 games against their quote-unquote national team on horrible fields. But all in all, it was such a fantastic week. And meeting the Cuban rugby players was outstanding. They thought we were kind of the national team, which was definitely not the case. But we had a lot of fun down there, and it was a great cultural experience as well. But meeting those players and talking to them and seeing their facilities was really interesting. And I highly recommend going to play in other countries. It's an eye-opening experience.
Rugby has a strong and unique culture that many sports do not have. Although there are some issues in the culture that lead to toxic masculinity and injuries, as well as the mindset that people have towards injuries, the game is changing into a more inclusive and accepting sport. The respect, unity, and passion allows rugby to have a presence around the world.